Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to your Midweek Mindset Reset on Discover Your Dreams. Before we begin, let's pause together. Let your pace soften just a little. Take a slow, steady breath in through your nose and a long, unhurried exhale through your mouth. Once more, inhale, and as you exhale, let your shoulders drop, your jaw loosen, your breath settle. If you've been feeling overwhelmed lately by everything you're trying to figure out, by how far you think you still have to go, or by the pressure to move faster than you're ready for, just notice that. No judgment, no fixing. Just notice what's here. Because this week, we're focusing on something simple, something quiet but powerful. Taking the next gentle step. Many of us underestimate the power of small steps. We tell ourselves that change only counts if it's dramatic, big breakthroughs, big decisions, big transformations. And because of that belief, we often overlook the quieter forms of progress, the subtle shifts, the tiny choices, the moments that don't look impressive from the outside, but slowly reshape us from within. Real growth rarely arrives in giant leaps. It's built through repetition, through consistency, through those small moments when we choose alignment over urgency. The challenge is that when we only value dramatic progress, we set ourselves up to feel discouraged before we even begin. We convince ourselves that if we can't do something big, it's not worth doing at all. Yet the truth is, small steps are what make big changes possible. Overwhelm often shows up when the mind drifts too far ahead, into the full plan, the final outcome, every single thing that still needs to happen. And when the nervous system is carrying that much pressure, even the simplest movement can feel heavy, foggy, or strangely out of reach. That's why gentle steps matter so much. A gentle step feels possible, supportive, safe enough for your system to say yes. Because momentum rarely comes from pushing or forcing yourself forward. More often, it returns when movement feels manageable again, when the next step is small enough that your body and mind can actually take it. This is where this week's affirmation becomes especially grounding. Small, aligned steps are enough. Let that settle for a moment. Let it land in your body, not just your mind. You don't need to do everything today. You don't need to map out the entire path or hold all the answers at once. You're not required to leap, sprint, or solve the whole picture. You only need the next honest step. The one that feels true for you. The one that feels supportive rather than overwhelming. The one your nervous system can actually sustain without tightening or bracing. That's enough. Aligned steps are not always impressive from the outside. Sometimes they are as simple as sending one email, taking one quiet walk, resting before you reach burnout, or saying no to something that drains your energy. These actions may look small, but small does not mean insignificant. In fact, the smallest aligned choices often create deeper change than rushed or reacted decisions ever could. They shift your direction gently but meaningfully, in ways that accumulate over time. Every gentle step becomes a reminder to your system that you can move forward without abandoning yourself. There may be moments when your mind insists that what you're doing isn't enough. It may whisper that you should be doing more, that you're moving too slowly, or that progress only counts if it's dramatic and fast. But growth that is truly sustainable often unfolds at a pace much slower than the mind expects. Slow does not mean stagnant. Gentle does not mean weak. And small steps, especially the ones that feel honest and doable, still move you forward in meaningful ways. Real progress is often quiet. It builds gradually in ways your nervous system can actually hold. And over time, those steady, grounded steps create change that lasts. This week, When you feel overwhelm rising, give yourself permission to pause. Take a breath, soften your shoulders, and ask yourself a simple question. What is one gentle step I can take from where I am right now? Not the perfect step, not the biggest or most impressive step, just the next supportive one, the one that feels doable, honest, and kind to your system. As you choose that step, remind yourself again and again, small aligned steps are enough. Take one final steady breath. Let your shoulders soften once more, letting any remaining tension melt just a little. You do not need to rush your growth. You do not need to force your becoming or push yourself beyond what feels true. You are allowed to move gently. You are allowed to build slowly. You are allowed to trust the power of small, steady steps. Now let's repeat the affirmation together. Small aligned steps are enough. And again, letting it settle more deeply this time. Small aligned steps are enough. Carry that with you throughout the week. Let it guide your choices, your pace, and the way you speak to yourself. And may your next step be gentle enough to sustain, supportive enough to continue, and honest enough to feel like yours. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next week for another Midweek Mindset Reset.